Hello. How is everyone this Friday evening afternoon? Love it. I love Friday, even though it's not like Saturday is going to be really different or Sunday is going to be really different. This is kind of like a place marker, So here I am, as you'll see, technical difficulties. I have a whole lot of new stuff. I have stuff I pulled out of my boxes I've had for 30 years. And I'm pretty excited about today's live sale, actually. I think I'm going to be on, unless I got no viewers, till maybe 8 o'clock. I mean, I'm willing to do it because I want to hang with you and I want to chat with you and I want you to see all this stuff I'm bringing. And I'll just relax, have a beverage, eat your dinner, just hang out. It's always great if you engage with me in the chat. It lets me know who's here. I get a chance to meet you. It creates joy in me to talk to all of you every single time. More than monetary value, I get joy just from hanging out with y'all. So engaging and saying hi in the chat is always lovely. It also helps the YouTube algorithm, but I'm not really at that level, but whatever. Giving a thumbs up is always nice as you come in or you leave. I am my own mod, so you have to be patient with that. My name is Lucinda, for anyone who doesn't know, and today is my chill Friday show and tell. Vintage jewelry, some contemporary, but I'm picky about contemporary. So some, is verging for me, and others is like, yeah, this is awesome. I have some contemporary, but mostly I have vintage, and I have some pieces that are pretty outstanding, and some I pulled out of my personal box again because I'm just never going to wear it. It doesn't fit me, and it's not going to fit my daughter. And she, pretty sure she's not having grandbabies. I got grandkitties. So saving it and overwhelming her, in 20 years or so, nah. So what I do is I bill through PayPal. Shocker. I use pirate ship to ship. Shocker. Saves about a third. I do not ship to Canada, but I will listen to other countries if you're here from another country and probably ship there. Yeah, if you really want it. Okay. So this is, I think, still we're in week 1. Yep. Week 1 of my 2-week build a box or build a manila envelope, depending on what you buy. The great thing about jewelry is that it's very light. And so oftentimes a bubble mailer wrapped well, and I always put things in boxes and organza bags, will work just fine. I do have some really nice household vintage items, and obviously those would go in a box. So this is my first week. Next week will be the second. Then I invoice and ship out. And that generally takes up to 8 or 9 days for the invoice to get out, for me to be paid, and for me to get it to you. It just seems to be the way it works. It's not just me. It's when people pay. And that's okay. So if you ever want something right away and you don't want me to hold it for 2 weeks, especially now with the holidays, if you're purchasing a gift and not just for your personal collection, you need to send me an email and say, please ship that this week. And I will get the invoice out. In this case, I will get it out Monday, the invoice, and then you pay it right away, and I'll get it to the post office that next day. Promise. I am up at my homestead in Mendocino, and I'm going back down to, live with and take care of. I'm a caretaker for my almost 88-year-old father on Sunday. So anything that's purchased today will travel down with me and be shipped from there. But the shipping zones are the same. Let's see. I'm also really looking forward to today, this evening, because yesterday we had a giant earthquake here. For anyone who doesn't watch the news or doesn't know, whoa, I got the screaming alert, and the next thing I knew, it started rolling and shaking and swaying, and I was on the floor under a chair, and for over a minute, my concrete slab floor was just shaking and rolling in multiple directions. And I haven't felt something like that since 1989 when my daughter was 10 days old. I was on a second-story apartment at that time. The cat was going over these humps that were forming in the kitchen floor, skiing, going, meow, meow. I was in the doorway holding on. The husband comes running up and says, "Where's the baby?" She was 10 days old. And I just looked at him and I was like, "What baby?" I don't know what he was talking about. So, and then the tsunami warnings were going off nonstop. The radio was giving us all this information. Caregivers were calling me saying, "Hey, does your dad live, near the section of West Berkeley? Do we need to evacuate him?" I mean, it was a madhouse. So my nerves were like shot all day. So I'm loving that today. I just get to be calm and have a good time. So, show and tell works for anyone who hasn't been here before. I pick up an item of which I probably have, good grief, 40 pieces of jewelry. Will we get through it all? Doubtful. And maybe 10 household items. And will I bring all of that? Maybe. We'll just see how many people are here. I have a wonderful piece. I did not know this was what this was, of Gilead antique glass. And there were 3 of them. And if I had known what it was, I would have bought all 3. But I didn't know, so I have 1. So I hold it up. We talk about it. Your knowledge is welcome. Your input is welcome. Please do, because I am always still learning. And after we look at it and we talk about it for, just a little bit, I put in a price. And it's a starting bid. Wednesdays was all buy it nows. Today, I just put in a starting bid, in the moment. I don't track it, and I just keep going. And if someone wants it, you bid on it. If there's a bidding war, the highest person wins when I start the countdown and I say bid end. Easy peasy. Once we get above $50, it goes in $5 increments. Okay. And I have just a few pieces that are going to be that high. So, any questions? Anyone going to say hi? Okay. In a little while, I'm going to put on my Happy Holidays headband from Miss Kathy Wiseman. Yeah, and then once New Year's month is happening, I got a Happy New Year's one. So, I am writing down on my paper Friday. Live sale. It's 11/6/24. Okay. I hope everyone's doing well. I know a lot of people are, they either have COVID or they're struggling with, really bad colds and flus from all the Thanksgiving travel and gatherings. I was here. I was not around anyone. I'm in the middle of nowhere. So I'm okay. And I wore a mask when I went into town because I saw so many people sick. And I was like, nope, not happening. Oh, Lord. And I see the split cam symbol is on here. And I'm not going to try to deal with that today. Nope, I'm just going to get going. I need to spend time when I'm down at my dad's and get rid of it. Okay. So the first item I'm bringing, I find these fascinating. They are black glass on gold tone, which really looks to be actual gold, but there is no markings. So therefore, it may be electroplated or just such a low quality that they didn't bother to mark it. The really interesting, they are post-back earrings. The really cool thing about these, let me get this. I need to get another brooch clip up here, is they swing. So when they're on your ear, they're going to move and have that little bit of play. Let me put this up to my ear. They're very small, but they're very powerful as a statement piece. And you see how, it's even like a softer look to the gold. The back is done really well. There's the crimping where they inset the rhinestones. Well, it's not rhinestones, it's black glass. I don't know the age, but I think they're pretty, maybe 60s, 70s, possibly older. Very unique. I've never seen this kind of earring before. And there, from that post down to the kind of half moon, maybe half an inch, about an inch with that circle. And I would start these at 15. They're really unusual. They have no maker's mark. I have nothing to go on. And there isn't anything else like that out there. So I couldn't get a reading. They are not AB coated. It is just straight black glass. I think they're really, really fun. So that would be, I will put it in here for anyone watching on the replay, a start of 15, if anyone is interested. And for any of you who follow me on Instagram, I put in there, and I'll tell you guys now, but I won't repeat this again, that all the gold bags, stocking stuffers that I showed yesterday are currently 3 for $10. That lasts until tomorrow afternoon. You've got to get an email to me by 2 p.m. 3 for $10. So if you want to go watch Wednesday, all the gold, here you go, gold confetti bags are 3 for $10 now, which is a huge bargain. So y'all can look and you can make a decision. Okay, I'm going to bring something that is, we're going to move on from that because I have a lot to get through. This, I'm only selling this because it doesn't fit me anymore. And it won't fit my daughter. It used to have, where is it? It used to have a mark, a maker's mark. There it is. This is so old and was worn so much, I cannot possibly make that out. I know it's sterling silver. It's heavy. I'm pretty sure it's a Native American design. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. This, along with the flowers, it's very thick. It is small. It is small. You see, I cannot get it over my fingers. Now, I wear a 6.5 to a 7.5. Ladies, 6.5 is small. 7.5 is getting just into a medium. I will give you the dimensions, but this is a small. This is a small, and I would wager it's probably a size 5. Now, there's a lot of ladies out there whose wrists are smaller than mine, and my wrists used to be that small. So I'm going to give you a dimension, and then I'm going to give you a price. This is, I've had this for so long. It's incredible. It's 2.5 inches opening. Now, 2.5 inches, I really need to get a, whatever you call it, bracelet thing, because usually 2.5 inches inside fits on me, right? I mean, let me give you a comparison between that and this. And I've been running into that a lot lately, where something is very small and it's 2.5 inches, yet normally that would fit me and it doesn't. So I really have to just get one of those paper things, and everyone can be really clear. So this much newer one that I bought recently and wear is just like a 1/4 of an inch bigger, right? So if I can wear a 6.5 to a 7.5, I would just, on the safe side, say 5.5. It might be up to a 6 on your wrist. And the way that you figure that out, you can Google it, and you just put a piece of paper around your wrist, end to end, all the way, right? So that's these 2 fingers, but a piece of paper, and then you see how many inches that is, and you look on a chart, and you will know your size bracelet. But you see how it's just that little bit bigger. And I wish it was that little bit bigger, because I would be rocking, I mean, this type of thing, this old, 1970s, beautiful turquoise. That I love this stuff. So, but it doesn't fit. So this is not an inexpensive piece, but I still think it's reasonable. And if it's not, it's not. But I think it is, because it's heavy. I would say this bracelet weighs nearing a 1/2 pound. That can't be right, but maybe about 4 ounces, 5 ounces. It's heavy. 6 ounces. It's really thick and very heavy, and it's stunning. It's just too small for me, or I wouldn't be getting off of it. And I'll entertain reasonable offers. Okay, I'll entertain reasonable offers. So it's going down. Moving on. It's a beautiful piece. I really wish it fit me. How about a household good? Let's do that. This is a beautiful Roseville piece, and it is going to start at $39. Beautiful. Any of you who've been with me for a while have seen it. It's lotus. I think of it as magnolia, but I think it's supposed to be like a lotus or water lily. It's the real deal. I found this at one of my special stores in the Bay Area, and someone had donated their entire collection. And I've said this, I'll say it for the last time. If I had $2,000, I would have bought every single piece that was there. There's stuff that I had never seen, and I think a lot of it was really rare, like huge seashells. I mean, it was amazing. So it's a two-handled. Here's the bottom. There's no chips, no cracks. This person collected it. They took excellent care of it. So it's a 663 Roseville. It's beautiful. I mean, this is something that, I would keep. But I bought it to sell. So it is 4 inches in diameter. The opening is about 3.5. That's the top, but from handle to handle, so you get the large bulbous part in the middle where the lotuses are, is about 5.5. It's a really beautiful piece of Roseville pottery. And I hope that all of you can see me well. If I ever get grainy or I'm just glitching away, you can't understand me, please put it in the chat so that I know, that you guys can't even see what I'm doing, right? So if I'm holding this up and I'm just freezing nonstop, I'm wasting everyone's time, including mine. So please let me know. And as it gets dark up here, I'm going to have to, look at that, it's so yummy. I'm going to have to adjust my lighting and do the best I can. It's harder up here. Okay, let's do just another small piece of vintage. And it is, it's year round, but it really is also particularly for Christmas. These are lightweight brass horns. One is shorter than the other. Small taper candle holders. Very MCM. Possibly early 70s. They're just that little bit of smaller size. I don't, your fatter taper candles are not going to fit in there. This one has the tag and it says, made in Taiwan, Republic of China. I love these, and I would be using these year round. I mean, they're, like a bugle, right? $13 for the pair, not for choice. Okay, so we'll move back to some jewelry. Anyone who's here, hello, and thank you. Hello. Okay. Let's find a lower. Yeah, let's do a lower end piece of something that I love these because of the confetti and because I love plastic. I always have. I love plastic. Go figure. Not diamonds, not pearls, not, although those aren't bad. But I love plastic. So this is a pair of confetti clip-on earrings. Black with heavy gold flakes. They're lucite. With some reds and greens, little bit of silver, little bit of blue. They're really fun. I use these because I have pierced ears, right? This is always, if you can still put them on even with pierced ears, and they would be, look how gorgeous that is and how fun for the holidays or just year round. You can also use them as hair clips. Put them on the end of a barrette, like through the barrette, and then put the barrette in your hair. Instant statement. Look at that. Or as a shirt clip, a collar clip. And they're 1950s, early 60s. Start $9. Start $9. Start. They're just they don't say where they were made. Usually something like this would be made in Japan. Look at that. But it doesn't say Japan, so it was a maker here in the States, I presume, because Japan would have their name on the metal. I love plastic, and this confetti, it's delicious. That's one of them. And that's the other. It's almost like splatter paint, but with glitter in the lucite with the clear coat. And it's got a lot of depth, and I don't know if that's really coming through to all of you. I hope so. I hope so. And I hope everyone's doing well out there. I am. I'm after yesterday, I'm doing great. And tomorrow is my Rural Valleys holiday craft fair. And I'm going to go hang out with my neighbor and see a bunch of community members there and support the kids by buying some of their pozzoli and horchata and, and honestly, this is such a small valley that going to an event like this, you run into dozens and dozens of people that you know. And if you don't know them, you know them by the time you leave, because it's just still that small town, real neighborhood and community. And that's why I live here, because the big city is just too much for me. It's not like that anymore. And I don't like it. Okay, how about this? How about this, you guys and gals? Nobody has said hello to me. Nobody's here that wants to say hi. This is this could be turn of the century, and it could be the 30s. I have never been 100% sure, but I can tell you that I love it. Now, I've had this in my jewelry box since, and used to wear it since the 1970s. Here is the clasp. Here is the simple square aluminum ends. And to me, that always says either 1930s or older, sometimes early 50s. There is no maker's mark. I could still wear this if I wanted, but I thought I'd pass it on to all of you. Give you a chance. Let's get this right. And I'm going to put this also against my black purse. It's not, yeah. It hangs right on you, but it's twisting. So these are really nice quality white stones, white rhinestones, probably Austrian. And then on the bottom is this gorgeous purple drop. I call this like a starburst drop. There is 5 strands, and purple is a very rare color in anything with jewelry and in rhinestones. I really believe these are Austrian. And I could have an idea about the maker. I could say, oh, maybe Jay did this. I wish I had the earrings and bracelet. I do not. I want to show you the back. Very well done. And look at the back here. There are no dead stones. It's absolutely beautiful. I have worn this many, many times in my life, and it's just outstanding. Let's see if I can really, I don't have my dolly here. I don't have my dolly, and this keeps wanting to. Yeah. I think this is so sexy. I think it's really sexy. So let me give you a start, and then I'm going to show you what it would look like on my neck so you get an idea of the length. And 28. 28, which I know is a very low price. The other thing, I mean, if you know jewelry, look at the back of this. It's done so well. And again, this purple in stones is not a really, you see it. It's not like you never see it, but it's not a main color that was used in stones and in jewelry. StreamYard. If I look at StreamYard, I can't deal. So it is. It is a choker, and because of StreamYard, it can't get this to behave correctly. It just can't. That's really bumming me out. Let's just not look at StreamYard and try to imagine. I'm going the wrong way. See? There. There you go. But so it's a choker. My neck at the bottom is a little bit large because after having a child, I became a little bit larger. I used to be 110 pounds before I had that kid. But you know, we age. That's the way it is. So it would be a choker. But if you have a slender neck, you'll have a little bit of a drop. It's beautiful. And I really think it's right after the flapper era. Let me entertain you. Well, I do a lot of that too. Let me give you the dimensions. This is a very special, unusual one. So whoa, and my measuring tape came out and went right back in. It was like, nope. So the sides are 7. So it's 14 inches around in total. And the starburst drop is 2¼ inches. So around here is 14 and the drop is 2½ inches. So it probably comes to the end of the longest drop, probably comes to right here. So it'd be here and then come right here. It's a gorgeous piece. I worn it for a long time, but it's time to pass it on. And look up this type of starburst drop with the purple stones and this quality of the puddling, and see what you find. I believe that you find it's sells for probably closer to 50, 55. Let's see, even the box I have it in is so old. I actually, this is an old department store box. I have a lot of boxes with old department stores names on them. Like there's a place in Berkeley called Hanks, and then just various places that, you know, do not exist anymore. I have a lot of people jumping in and out. Stick around, you guys. You never know what you're going to find and what I'm going to pull up. Because I got a long ways to go here. Come back. Come back. You don't have to. Okay. So, these are fantastic. I bought some stuff, and some of it was for me, and then some of it goes to all of you. So these, see, the reason why I hate this split cam thing is because it's right where I show things, and I'm going to get rid of it. Alpaca, sterling silver, Mexico. Absolutely beautiful. There you go. Here is they are wire. And then they are inlaid with the abalone, probably a thin layer of a turquoise, an onyx, and a coral. This is my presumption. They're it's not, it is stone. They're all stone. It's not painted. Oh, that didn't focus very well. There is not a scratch on there. That's very interesting. The way the camera is showing that. Oh, I take that back. Maybe there is that scratch because they weren't stored correctly. And the camera is showing that because it shows all detail. But when I'm just looking at it like this, or if it was on my ear, it's minimal. It's minimal because I didn't notice it until the camera's on it. Here's the other one. I really like the teardrop shape. I love that they're old. I would say 70s, possibly 60s. It's a nice long drop. I want to make sure this camera, the ring light, is doing justice to what's happening over here. There we go. That's better. Probably a 2-inch drop. Really nice. And what is the start going to be? You might want to know. $17. Very lightweight, beautiful example of 70s alpaca, Mexico silver work with, like I said, turquoise, a thin slice of turquoise, coral, and onyx. Nice random design. 17, y'all. Okay, they're going down. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on any one item unless there's a whole lot to say about it. So if you come in late, and I don't do recaps, so if you come in late, you're going to need to go through and see what I've brought, and then drop in the chat, hey, I'm interested in that item that you showed. Is it still available? And I'll say, yeah. And I'll do my best to remember around what I said, what the price was. I'm not writing it down because unless you're buying it, I will be bringing it back another time at either a higher price or a lower price, or who knows. So, but I'm pretty good at remembering around, if not the exact price. So don't worry about that. And I can always scroll through on YouTube. Excuse me. And find it in the chat. So I'm going to show another household item. I did not look this up. It's been around for a while. It has, it shows its age, but it's essentially antique. And I think someone would really enjoy having this. And well, I tell you, I'll show it to you. I mean, she's been around. People collect these. She has been around. Excuse me. This is a blue ball canning jar. Not to be mistaken with anything else. Blue canning jar made by Ball. It has, now I did wash it, so there's a little water, but it has bubbles in it. It was molded with the two seams, but this is antique. Here is the suction cup mold. There is the 3 and a G, or maybe it's 3 and a 6. I think it's 3 and a G. It even has a little bit of cracking here, but it's not cracking that goes into the jar. In fact, I think because these lines come right from where it was pulled off the suction as it was drying, I think it occurred in the manufacturing process. Here's the lid. This is an aluminum lid that is just beginning to deteriorate. It does have some sharp edges, but who cares? I don't. It's $13. There is the glass. Now it has a crack, and that yellowing is where probably the original price tag was. This, oh, there, look at that. It has words in there. Genuine. Good Lord. See, I don't know about bell jars, but I just, genuine Boyd cap. Genuine Boyd cap. I don't even know what that means. For mason jars. Genuine Boyd cap. I wish you all could read that. For mason jars. Man, how cool is this? And see what I mean? Where the aluminum, because it's, close to 100 years old, it's just going away. But so what this is to me, this is a great example of an antique that's starting to wither. It's showing its age, and it's proud of it. Okay? Just like me, as I get older, I'm showing my age, and I'm proud of it. Here is some of the bubbles. And it's a huge one. What I would do with this incredibly gorgeous blue jar, I would keep my littles in it. I would keep my marble collection. I would keep my tiny porcelain dolls. I would fill it up with dice. I would fill it up with beads, spools of thread, you name it. You could keep it in your bathroom. There's a bazillion things you can do with this. $14. It's in rough condition, but that's because it has been used and used and used. $14. I'll tell you how tall it is. These are actually, they're out there. The ones that are in like excellent condition are rarer, and they're pricey. These are really collectible items. It's 7 inches tall by, oh Lord, about 4 inches around. Yeah, $14. And this is something I've had for a while. I picked it up from a woman whose mother collected exclusively Victorian items. And this is the first time I've ever shown it. So I will bring it a few more times. And if it doesn't sell, I'll wind up putting my littles in it. I'll wind up keeping my jewelry fixings, you know, when I repair things in it. I will do something with it. I will put the last of the marbles, the vintage marbles I have in it. Yeah, I'll do something with it. So, is everybody happy? People are coming in and out pretty rapidly. I don't know if I have any of my regulars here at all because no one said hi. Hi. How's it going? I never know. I never know what to expect. Sometimes I get my regulars, and other times it's just people dashing in and out, you know, because they see someone's live and then they're like, oh, I'm not interested in that, which is fine, but it's confusing to me. It makes it harder for me to be consistent with what I'm showing or what people are interested in because I don't know who's here. Nope, because I don't know who's here. Okay. I bought these for myself. And I thought my daughter for Christmas. And that was a good idea. But because I'm older and I've had my ears pierced since I was, 10 or 11 or something, they're just slightly heavy. I mean, very slightly. And it's just at the post part, not in the drop. So therefore, I am going to see if anyone is interested in buying them. I looked them up and I know who the maker is. Okay, now I remember. I was forgetting in my brain. I was like, wait a minute. Who's the maker? I got it. I remember. So I have 2. This is Choice. I got them very recently. This is the blue set. I love these celestial earrings. I love them. And I need very lightweight earrings like these that I'm wearing from Mexico. And it's just really too bad. I'll take them out and I'll show them to you individually in a minute. So there's the blue pair. And of course, they come in the boxes that were given to me. And there's the red pair. They are outstanding. So what are these? This is a company that was founded in like the mid 90s by a woman named Perry something. And the name is Cabochon, right? Like cabochon, except CABOUCHON. That was the name of her company. And her whole deal, let me take one out and show it to you. Her whole deal was creating vintage styled jewelry that looks very high end, but with cheaper materials so that when you traveled, you weren't afraid of having it stolen. It was not inexpensive, but it was not, top of the pops either. The only ones I found that had this design in the red online currently was a pair of cufflinks. So, and more than likely, these have a layer of gold over them. Again, like the etching. The stone right there is a CZ. And the stones, let me be clear about this. In the stones and the stars, they're tiny little chips of CD rhinestones. There's the moon. These are, I just love these. And I really, now you see, this is thick. And for me, that's just a little too heavy. For anyone who's younger than me, it's no problem. I would have 15 years ago. I love them. And they're definitely holiday. That was another thing. I thought, well, I'll get a pair for me and a pair for my daughter for the holidays, right? Yeah. And because they're the moon and stars, they're also year round. So I thought, how perfect is that? Here's the back. So this drop is hollow in the back. So it's not heavy. It's just that this is thicker. But they're not heavy. They're not going to overwhelm you. And look at that. They're really elegant in an understated way. Perfect for the holidays and perfect year round. Red. And I'll show you the blue again. Starts at $28. The company went out of business about 3 years after it started. Some kind of scandal, something, I don't know. The lady was rich in the first place. She had family money, and I don't know, she did something. But, and here's the blue, which would match my Kathy Wiseman Peace on Earth with my blue bird. Can y'all see my blue bird? I'm a birder. Merry Christmas. They would be perfect. Perfect. And they're the exact same. One is red and one is blue, and they're hollow, starting at $28. I love these. I really love these. I'm disappointed. And if these don't sell, number one, I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised because they're worth at least twice what I put in. And number two, I'll probably wind up keeping them and wearing them for a while and bringing them back in the summer. They come in these red boxes. Instant gifts, which is what I was going to do. But c'est la vie, not today. How is everyone? Is there anyone here that knows me that wants to say hi? Hi. I'm just going to keep, going through, going back and forth, going all around, up and down. It's a lot of stuff fresh off the presses that I got and I just looked up and poked around with today. And some of it is very inexpensive. And I have just no idea where it came from. I mean, who made it. Some of them have hang tags, but I don't recognize it. And I couldn't figure it out. And finally, I was just like, whatever, I give. This starts at 12. I think it's really fun. I think it's really interesting. I have no idea if it's like vintage or, probably to me, it screams more like 2000s. But again, I don't know. There's no hang tag. I can't find a maker's market, but I think it's fun. It's a charm bracelet. It's, some kind of metal, like a pot metal with a brass overtones. Maybe it actually is a little bit of brass, but it's probably overlay. There's got this heart with a peace sign. Now, those are not rhinestones. I mean, it's plastic. And then this really nice kind of ancient sun star symbol. Not sure what that's meant to be in the middle. And then that's kind of like a shield, a knight's shield with an orange piece of lucite or resin. I don't know. Then, nope, I'm going the wrong way. Then this, the fleur-de-lis. And the back, I like this because usually charm bracelets, the charm part is only on one side. So when you put it on your wrist and it flops down, either you see it when it's this way and you see all the details, or you have to wear it backwards so when it's like this, other people can see. Well, this one has stuff on both sides. So there's detail to both sides. So no matter how you wear it, other people will see the artwork. It's just a simple closure. The charms are a little heavy. The bracelet itself is very lightweight. It makes a lot of nice noise. Boom, boom, boom. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. I think a teen would love it. You might love it. It's very England to me, especially like this. Yep. There you go. $12. Okay, everyone's just popping in and out. Maybe Friday night has become, it didn't used to be this way when I was on, but maybe Friday nights have become a time when people are bouncing around, looking for the right channel, just finding their right sweet spot. I don't know. I do know there's other jewelry resellers on, and I have some friends who, are on right now, but this is the time I chose to do my show and tells, and I've built an audience that's usually here, so I'm not going to change to another day. Anyone want to say hi? Anyone have a story? Anyone looking for anything in particular? Chat engagement with me is important because it makes me excited, and then it makes me have an up energy and be more fun with you guys. If you don't talk, I don't start getting like, well, shoot, I might as well just, end because nobody wants to talk to me. I don't know. And a lot of these items are not going to be available necessarily in a rewatch unless, like I said, they're claimed by Saturday, which is tomorrow at 2:00. Because I leave some things here at my homestead and I have most of my stuff down at my dad's. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Okay. So these are a mystery to me. These came in the lot that I bought, and I kept some things and other things are going up. Now, why do I say they're a mystery? Well, I'm going to tell you. This is where I get into my show and tell mode. They're very well done. Very well done. Look at the edge. The edging is this very fine wire work. right? And this type of fine wire work usually reminds me of more like European. It's a higher quality, okay? It looks to be a very inexpensive gold. They're like, I inherited rings from my great aunt Ho Ho, my grandmother's sister. And they were like, the gold was like 10 karat. And they didn't even say 10 karat. But I took them to a jeweler, and that's what they were, because it's just so minimal. But the edging work on these, they went to a lot of trouble. Then the back clip looks like gold. It looks like it's been worn off over the years. I think these are going back to the 30s, possibly wartime. Possibly. I'm unclear. But then here's my problem with this. They're clip-on earrings, and it's very hard for me to determine if this is an amber and therefore modern, like 70s, or if it's just a really great older, like maybe even Victorian plastic, because they have so much depth and whites and oranges and clear. See the different colors of orange there? I'll show you the other one. And you see how this is off center, the clip? This was done so well, but then the clip is off center. So that in the style of clip screams older, screams possibly homemade, but it's a mystery. They're very lightweight. Look at the oranges. See the streaks in there of the darker orange along with the lighter orange? It reminds me almost of a more orange egg yolk amber. But to my knowledge, now see, this becomes a problem because I don't have enough. To my knowledge, amber wasn't discovered and used in jewelry until the 70s. But maybe I'm completely wrong, and amber was used, but not very often, a long time ago. I just don't have enough knowledge about it. So whatever it is, it's got a lot of depth and a lot of character. Very fine workmanship around the edges. They're incredibly lightweight. They would look really nice on. They're about a little over an inch. The light shining on them is, see, look at that. I think they're amber. But it's anyone's guess. I think they're amber. But I don't know. And I cannot say this with any, I can't, I can't come at you and say they're amber or they're plastic. I didn't want to do a floating saltwater test because of the metal. They're much older. I didn't want to mess with it. So I'm making an educated guess. But I'm not going to sell them for a lot because I don't know if they're plastic or amber. So they start at 15. I love them. I wish they had a maker's mark. And I wish you can rub them and smell and do all that stuff, kind of like Bakelite. I mean, that's the other possibility. Although orange Bakelite to me is not as common as other colors. They could be Bakelite. That is a possibility, but I don't have 409 or, in it. We don't have the other, whatever in the heck that is. California won't sell it anymore because it's a forever semi-chrome. It's a forever chemical. We don't sell that here anymore. So yeah, Bakelite, amber, don't know. $15. I think that's very reasonable start. Very reasonable. What do y'all think? Because please don't make me talk to myself all night. Is nobody here that wants to say anything? Don't make me talk to myself. And the only thing in the chat is me putting in a price after price after price. That is boring for everyone. It's boring. Y'all, talk to me. It is terrible. I mean, I'm not that boring. I hope. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe I'm really, really boring. No clue. But if I keep being this boring, I will definitely call it a night because not one person has said hi. Just, it's like, what? Where are you guys? What's happening? Okay. Very weird. All right. And like I said, I'm bringing a mix tonight of a little bit more household goods than I usually do. And I have a lot of jewelry and it's all new. So these are late 50s, 60s, Muslim, MCM, never used. Dish towels or bathroom towels. I will say choice. I really don't want to break up the pair, but okay. No, being my own mod can be really annoying. Choice. See, my number, this is happening to me a lot. I think the amount of viewers I have, I think that YouTube is putting my channel out a little bit more than it used to. And so I'm getting people, instead of, for some reason, my usual consistent viewers, I'm getting a lot of people who YouTube is recommending me, and they're just bouncing in and out. And it's very distracting. Okay. So this is the first choice. It's roses and butterflies. These have never been used. For anyone who loves their vintage hand towels, here you go. These are outstanding. So then they've never been used. I love the old linen. The front has a scallop. I love the old linens, or when I buy hand towels, I buy the 100% cotton or the high quality linen, because drying your hands, covering bread, all of that is just an entirely different experience when you have good quality towels. I would actually not use these. Oh, look at that. This is upside down. Look at what's on there. I would not use these for my kitchen. I would use these in a bathroom. Now look at that. To me, it went the other way because of the scalloping. But where did it go? Where did it go? Look at the gentleman or gentlewoman being chauffeured by buggy and a horse. That probably has a clue as to who the maker is, but I have no idea. And I thought the scalloping would be on the bottom, right? That still makes sense to me. But then there's the horse and carriage. And these are big. I'll give you a measurement, but I want to show you the other one. And they're starched and folded. I have lots of vintage linen hand towels already, and some new ones that dear YouTube reseller woman who's becoming a friend of mine, her mother made. And so I don't need any more for my kitchen nor my bathroom, or I would not be getting off of these. And here is the orange. So there's the blue one and there's an orange one. They're exactly the same, in mint condition. Outstanding, never used. If you know the quality of these, you know. That's all I can tell you. If you know, you know. And God, I love these. I love them. They are 14 inches long on one side. So they are 28 inches long. Very good size towel. 28 inches long. And then I have it folded 3 times. So 5.5. Let's just make it 5. And 15 inches wide. 28 inches long, 15 inches wide. So let's just go with 30 by 15. Okay. 30 by 15. So they're a really good size choice at 16. If you want the pair, I'll do it for 24. If you want the 10, 20, 34, I'll do it for 25. If you want the pair, I'll do it for 25. These are fabulous. They're, not for the holidays, right? Although, I mean, I don't really care about that. Everything doesn't have to be all Christmas or all New Year's. But yeah, year round. Lovely. Lovely. Okay. So I've been rambling on for over an hour and just showing items, but I have no engagement and no steady audience. So I'm not really sure how much longer I'm going to be on because, yeah, it's not worth it to me. I don't even get to just play with you. And by that, I mean, we talk in the chat and we communicate and we have a good time and we hang out and we laugh and we bounce ideas off each other, and that is a big part of my Fridays usually. And I'm not getting that. It's the holidays. It was just Thanksgiving. I get it. But, I don't know what to do with this. So won't be doing it much longer. Okay, I'm just going to put, this is just a simple start press. I appreciate anyone who's here. Trust me, I appreciate that you're here. But I just need some interaction. Because what am I doing here? Okay, this is modern. Made in China. These are various stones. They're not scarabs. They are a carving of some type, but not the scarab beetles. I don't know what. It's just kind of almost like a button, if you will. And it's multiple types of stones. Let me just double check that. Yeah. Orange, blue, black, I'm going the wrong way. White. Here's the links. It's modern, but it's a very nice bracelet. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not usually what people, here's this white green, here's a red, another black, the orange is pink. It's a really nice bracelet, and it's got, this is almost opalescent, the white. So I could sit here and speculate that, this is coral and that's onyx and etc. But excuse me, and this is lapis. But I don't know that that's true, and especially because nowhere does it say gold or gold filled. And since it was made in China, it's probably is those stones, but much more cheaply mined, if you will. I just, I cannot with any assurity say anything about it, because isn't that where it says it? Maybe not. Because it's made in China, and although it's really pretty and I would wear it, and maybe I will wind up doing that, if it's not a vintage Republic of China, Taiwan, I always just have a reservation and assume that it's cheaper rather than high end. And that's not necessarily true. See, there's China. That's not necessarily true. Just because something comes from China doesn't automatically mean it's crap. There is a lot of stuff that is not just mass produced or is made in large bulk. Sure, by a jewelry manufacturer or other that comes from China that is well made. This is well made. This is a very nice bracelet. It's just that because it's more modern, as far as I can tell, I don't want to say that it's all this and that, and it doesn't have any marks that say, gold. But for $14 start, it's a very nice bracelet. I mean, I would wear it, and I may wind up doing that. Actually, the more I look at it, the more that I feel as though it might wind up going in my jewelry box, and if no one wants it for $14. Because it fits my wrist exactly with the clasp closed, it's a 7 to 7.5. So it's just at the beginning of ladies medium. Okay? Ladies medium. It is a really well done. Look, thanks. Really nice articulation. I mean, there's, it probably sells for more than $14. I mean, I know it does. These probably sell for $30 or $40. But because I don't know enough, I'm starting this for y'all at $14. What a great gift. Got a teen. I'm going to see if I'm glitching. I'm going to open my YouTube on my phone and see if I'm not retaining my audience because I'm freezing and glitching constantly. It's very unusual for me to have people coming in and out nonstop like this and not staying, and none of my friends are here saying hello. It's and it could be because I'm glitching. Sometimes up here in Mendocino, my internet is really bad and I don't see it as I'm watching myself, but on YouTube it shows up really badly. So let's check it out. And as long as nobody's talking to me anyway, nobody's hanging out, doesn't matter. It just doesn't. So let's see if let's see what YouTube says. No. Let's see what YouTube says. Okay. I'm coming in perfectly clear. Okay, so that's not it. Who knows? Let me ask y'all a question. I have, the antique glass. I have a Victorian manicure set. I have weeping gold. I have a lot more jewelry, higher end. I'd love to show it to you all, but I need someone to say hi. I need to know. I need to know that you want to be here. I need to know that you're interested. Or what are you interested in? How about that? Are you interested in bracelets? Are you interested in earrings? Necklaces? Do you want to see the antique glass? Talk to me, Seymour. Come on, you guys. Anyone? Nope. Okay. All right. This starts at $28. These sell for a lot more. I've seen them. I looked it up because I didn't know what it was. And I was actually shocked. I was like, what? You gotta be kidding me. Okay. Who knew? If I had known, I would have ran back and bought the whole thing. All three of them. There were 3 different ones, and I think they were meant to be a set. This is antique Gilead glass. This is the top. The top is a frosted lion. Really majestic. Gorgeous. His paws are up on a rock. He's like, what a lion, roaring to the skies. I'll spell Gilead in the chat. So this is the lid. Let me spell Gilead. That's the lid. Hold on. This is the base. And on the base are frosted lions at rest with in between where it looks like kind of a palm tree, possibly. Supposed to be like jungle-esque. This is over 100 years old. These are 3D, so they're in relief, done in relief. And then the actual like bowl part or jar or candy or whatever you want to call it on top of the pedestal is clear glass. And you can tell it's old glass. Look at all the waves in it. It's old blown glass, the clear. You see that? That's always a good way to tell if glass is older, if it has those lines or bubbles. So it's a pedestal. Let's get it like this. And then here is the majestic roaring lion. It's pretty big. My head is about 8 inches, so this is about 8 inches tall. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this piece. And each little section comes up to a point. You can feel the points, and even the points are not damaged. It is a beautiful, beautiful example of antique glasswork. I thought this was because of the frosted part. I thought, oh, 1960s, you know. It's cute. It's nice. You know, I love the lions. But I had no idea how absolutely old and gorgeous it actually was. And the lion, I just want to show you this one more time. There is a bubble down there. There's two bubbles. And this is an old tag. I don't know if it's a other person's inventory tag or if that was the original price. No idea, but I decided to leave it. Just want to show you the detail on this lion with this mane is so well done. I mean, that should have been my clue, right? That should have been my first clue, was how well they did this lion, that it wasn't a much later representation, because he's very realistic, and I should have paid attention. Okay. And so it's about 8 inches tall. How wide is the lid? That will give you a dimension on the jar itself. Is 6.5 inches wide. And the amount where you could store your whatever you want in it is 1.5 inches, plus the lid, another 2 inches. So about 3.5 inches. But if you filled it above the inch of the actual bowl, then it would be spilling out every time you took the lid off. So stick with an inch. And 6 inches across. So could put a lot of yummies in there. Gorgeous piece. 100 years or more old. I don't even know. I don't remember where Gilead glass was made. I don't know if it's America or England. I'm assuming it was somewhere back east, but I don't remember. So, what do you all want me to show you? Did anyone who's here catch my Instagram post and how you can get 3 for $10 from Wednesday? Did anyone look? Was anyone interested? Did anyone pick out 3 stocking stuffer vintage jewelry bags for 3 for $10? Wednesday they were $5 a piece. Well, I don't know. Don't know. It's hard to being a reseller. A large part of it is talking and on YouTube, and being perky and happy and joyful. And that's why I would like it if people were talking with me, because then I would be much more enthusiastic. I'm trying to be enthusiastic anyway. I hope I am. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to be engaged. But I can only talk to myself for so long. Now, this has a name. It starts at 13. It's signed, and it is it is a Claiborne ink. So Elizabeth Claiborne brooch. I love this. And it actually, there's the signature, and the pin comes out that much farther than the safety clasp. So it's definitely vintage. It's older. It's gold tone and silver. And it is one of my favorite creatures on the planet. Elephants. It's a big brooch. $13 for this Claiborne piece is a very good deal. I love elephants. Does anyone else love elephants? I love elephants. Look at these. Trunk up. They're happy. And the gold one's trunk, he's bigger, or she. I'm thinking this is she. And this one, the silver one, has its trunk holding on to the others. So I think this is baby and mama. I think it's baby and mama. Elephants and whales are and dolphins are such an overlooked creature. They are incredibly intelligent, and they have been here so much longer than we have. And I think we could learn a lot from how they live their life and how they get along with each other and how they live in community. If only they could talk, I bet they would say a lot. So this is Elizabeth Claiborne. The pin back sticks through. So I can't really guess exactly what decade, but definitely an older. Here's my black purse from my grandma, just to try to give you an idea. Never easy to do. That's blowing it out. It's a big one. I will measure it. It's a big one. And it's heavy. The metal is heavy. So this is a very nice, solid piece. Very well made. The eyes are pushed in. The gold one actually has a tusk. Yeah, there's a lot going on. They have their tail. It is 2.5 inches wide, or long, and from top to bottom, about 1 3/4, and almost 2 with the larger gold one. It's a really, really nice brooch. I love elephants. Okay, I tell you what. It's a hard time to be selling right now. It's, December is rough. December and January is always people, are spending just on the holidays. They're traveling, they're buying their grandkids stuff. They know that taxes are coming up. So a lot going on. And traditionally, December and January, even into February, are tough on really small businesses. And that's what I've been experiencing this month. It's been really tough. I usually have a lot of consistent viewers, and people talk to me, and I don't have to work so hard at it. So, but not this last month. Beginning around Thanksgiving and now into December, it's tough out there. You guys, you're tough on me. So this starts at 12. It is, I love this style. Heavy weeping gold. Heavy. It's a very thick, beautiful oval swirl dish with a handle. Let me show you this first. Nothing is missing. It's in literally mint condition. I love the different ways in which this swirls around. It has all this great movement. That's what attracted me to this item. I'm attracted to things that have design, that have art, that make a statement, that aren't just this. I like things that have something a little unique, and this piece ticked those boxes for me. It is also lusterware, mostly pink, but some blues. Now, interestingly, it doesn't say Japan on it anywhere, but this is, a 1930s piece. Maybe very early 50s, but generally lusterware like this is from the 30s, even the 20s. But see, there's no Japan. And Japan always put their marks on these pieces. And you can tell by the different colors of Japan, or if it says occupied, the decade in which it was made. But this has none of that. So, was it made in the USA or Europe? I don't know, but it's beautiful. I have collected this type of lusterware. I used to collect occupied Japan for 40 years. And I know a lot of that has gone out of style. Like occupied Japan is really, down in the market, for quite a long time. It will come back one day. I still collect this. The gold is just so, look inside. The weeping gold. This is, actual gold paint. It's beautiful. And I got this at a very good price, so I'm able to bring it to you at a good price. I can't always find pieces like this at a price where I can afford to pick them up and bring it to you, unless I'm picking it up and I'm bringing it to you and I'm, willing to just cost average and maybe make, $3 an item. Or sometimes I'll pick an item up and bring it to you and sell it to you for the same price that I purchased it at, just because I know it's unique and it's special. And I know my friends who are buying from me, and I know that they will want it. So I go ahead and pick it up, and I'm willing to do that and bring it just because I know you want it and I'm not making a profit. That doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. I think about you guys when I'm out there shopping. I think about you. I think about what you want. I think about what's unique. I think about what has design and makes a statement. And, that's the first thing I think about. So this is 7 inches long by about 4 inches wide. And the dish part of it is probably maybe 3/4 of an inch. In another way, you can tell this is a very old piece. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this in there or not. Right over here, the clay is just starting to come through the paint. Just a little bit. It's yellow clay. Yellow clay was used a lot after the turn of the century and before. And yellow clay starts to come through as it ages here and there. And that's just the type of material that was used and how it reacts. Let's see if I can get this. Really want you to see there's all this color saturation right there. There you go. There you go. Now you can see it. It's a beautiful piece. And honestly, I thought for $12, I thought this would be beautiful on your holiday table. But I also thought that it would be beautiful filled with little silver and pink ornaments, which would, and blue, or pink and blue would pick up the lusterware, or pink and blue candies. But year round, you can fill this up with all kinds of things and have a blast. Yep, you could if you wanted. Okay, so I've been on for an hour and 45 minutes. I got my holiday headband on. And I don't know, friends. None of my regulars are here, or they don't want to say hi, one or the other. I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't say hi, but you know, sometimes we're just tired and we don't want to talk. And good grief. I don't know. 15 jewelry items, maybe 12. And 8, 9, 10 something household goods. I don't know. I don't know. I wanted to, my hope was, my hope was that I was going to have a good Friday night crowd like I usually do. And I would stay on till 8 and we would just, you know, have a good community time. But I don't think that's going to happen tonight. I think I'm going to show just a couple more things and I'm going to sign off. How's that sound to y'all? If anyone, you know, saw something Wednesday, if they want the 3 for 10, if they have a question, if they're looking for something in particular, if you've just come in and you go to your speed settings ×2 and see what all I've brought and the price and you're interested, drop it in the chat because I'm going home on Sunday and this stuff is not coming with me. No, it's not. Not unless someone says, I want that. It's not. A few things will come with me, but the majority of it is going to get left here because I have scads down at my dad's. So drop it in. Claim it now. You've only got till Saturday by 2 p.m. to claim anything from this sale because that's it. That's what I got. This is a big ticket item. This is beautiful. This is, and now I have forgot the exact name of it. Oh, okay. Let's look at it. This is, come on, pendant. There you go. This is ruby. Okay. This here, this crushed pink is rubies. However, it's a type of God, well, how did I forget the name? So the mine was originally found in Africa in the early 1900s by a gentleman, and then I believe he died shortly thereafter, and the location was lost. And it was found again only in, I believe it was the 80s or 90s, I think the 80s. And it is a type of ruby, but it's the mineral compound of the rubies. But it doesn't grow into the actual crystals to form the stones to cut for rubies. And then it is attached to this green other mineral. And that's the mine. And it's got all this depth, and it's not showing well. It's got all this depth and all this crystalline, and it's really stunning. And there is a name. God bless. I forgot. If I had my friends here, they'd be chatting with me and they would Google it for me and they would say, "Oh yeah, that is yada yada," because I did all this research, and it's in a sterling silver, 2 layers. That's sterling silver. It's marked on the back. This is a really beautiful, desirable stone with the green and the black, and I can tell you all about it like I just did, but I forgot the name. I wish someone was here that would talk to me and knew the name. Look at the colors. In the sunlight, it has this is bumming me out. There you go. See that? All the depth. It has so much going on. It's not simple. It has layers. But it's a used stone. It just doesn't grow into the crystals, hard crystals, where they can actually form rubies, but it is ruby. And zoisite or something, ZOSIT, zoisite, something like that. But that's not the full name. It's got 2 names. So it's a heavy double sterling silver pendant. It is marked. In fact, when I went up and it is marked 925. When I saw it and I went up and I asked, and it's on a chain. The chain is an overlay sterling silver. I put that on. You could get a better one. You could do what you want with it, but it works fine like this. It's an 18-inch chain, 9 inches each side. When I saw this and I went up to the booth, I asked the gentleman, I said, "What is that? That is so beautiful. What is it?" And he said, "Well, what do you think it is?" And I said, "I think it looks like rubies." And he said, "Yeah, well, I don't know. Actually, this is my mom's stand." And he had a Google image type thing for stones. And he looked it up and he said, "You're right. It's ruby, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, wow. And then when I got home, I took pictures and I did all this research. And sure enough, it is what he said. And there's the back of that where you see the green coming through. Starts at 70. And it is, I think it's about 2.5 inches long. The pendant, I already told you the length of the chain. It's 2.25 inches long. Beautiful piece. I would wear this. I would. I bought it to sell, but I would wear this on a regular basis. And I wish I don't have as good a lighting here, obviously, as when I'm at my dad's taking care of him. So it's not coming through, since it's dark and sparkling, in the way that I would like it to. Okay, I'm literally gonna do 3 more items, just completely random. Then I'm gonna call it. I have, other household goods. I have a lot more jewelry down here, but nobody's here. This is so cool. And I have down at my dad's house, I live with him. I'm his caretaker. He's almost 88. I've been living there for 2.5 years since my mom died. And I'm on respite at my own home currently. It's about to end. Down at my house, my dad's house, this is my house. I have a really awesome silver bunches of grapes vintage necklace that reminds me so much of this clamper. And if I had them together, I would be trying to sell them as a set. And I think I'm going to wind up taking this down there and trying to sell it as a set. This, because it's the same style, it's the same, there's no maker's mark, but this, and I looked it up, there's so many different versions of relief silver tone grape clusters with leaves that I could not get a good handle on it. So I'm going on my knowledge of jewelry, okay? For instance, you see this loop right here? That means, and I saw another bracelet very much like it, and inside you can see it. There used to be another loop over here, and there was a chain. It wasn't a clasp where you could undo it or not. It was just a straight chain that was a safety chain. Why? Because this is not sterling silver, but this is a high-end vintage costume jewelry piece. I would wager this is from the very early 50s, possibly the 30s. Look at the flowers behind the grapes. It has, look how raised up that is. This is not super mass produced. This is hand done metalwork, if you will, back when they bothered to spend that much time making quality jewelry. This would have sold for a pretty penny back in the day. And the fact that it's still in such great condition, there's the hinge, says a lot about the maker. It's beautiful. Look at the detail. I mean, it's not that there was no machine work involved, because there was, but this was all like soldered on by hand. Like I'm pretty positive about this, y'all. Each little drop here was dropped on individually. This was not machine stamped, even though it's not sterling silver. And then they take a tool and they etch in the leaves, and they, yeah, it is hugely detailed. Now, let's see the inside. I love this. I absolutely adore this, even though it's not plastic. Here's the hinge. Here's the clamp. Here's the inside. There is no maker's mark. There are sterling. So what this is, there are sterling silver bracelets just like this, that they are sterling silver in there from the Victorian age or right at the turn of the century. So this is like a probably early 50s, late 30s copy of that design, because it is not sterling silver and it does not have a maker. And I really wish it did. I also thought, oh gosh, it looks so tiny. It's not even going to fit me, and that's another, sometimes with vintage jewelry, it's just too small. Like the incredible heavy sterling silver bracelet I bought at the beginning, that is Native American. It's so small, but this fits me exactly with a little bit of room. Well, so there's a little bit of room. So this is, I'm going to safely say comfortably, it's a 7.5 size. $7.5. Starts at $24. It's a beautiful piece. It's just beautiful. And like I said, someone out there probably knows what high-end designer this was. I know a lot about my costume jewelry, but there is no maker, and I don't have a clue. And what I love about this is not just grapes, but it's etched flowers, and the relief and the detail. It's a really good piece to add to your collection. Yep. So I am going to show, because just in case someone's interested who came in, where did it go? Have it over here. I'll find it. Yep. I'm going to show this again. This is a very heavy, small sterling silver bracelet. I would say it's probably 5. Size 5 wrist. Maybe 5.5, but to be safe, I'm saying 5. It's small, which is the reason why I'm selling it. This is very old, Native American. Look how thick the sterling silver is. I've had this for years and years, but it is so, and there is a maker in there, but I cannot, it's so faded. This is so old. I can't read it anymore. Not a clue. I mean, this is not 1970s. This is older than that. This started at $70, if I recall correctly. See, but I cannot get it further than that, or I would keep it. I suppose, I could screw with the integrity of this and have it opened and stretched and put more silver there, but I don't want to do that. I want someone to purchase this who can wear it and who can love it. Just the cost of sterling silver at $70 is worth it. It is old. It is one of the original. It's absolutely gorgeous. I dropped the price in near the very beginning of this sale, so I wanted to show it again. And I just did. And I just wanted to show it again because I just showed this beautiful grape relief etched clamper. So just brought it to mind. Okay. It's Going down just like everything else. I've got 2 more items. I don't know. I don't know what's happening tonight. It's okay. But at some point, a girl's got to make a living. This is, oh my gosh. I want to say Gloria Vanderbilt, but I don't think that's right at all. And yet I looked it up, and that's the thing that's roaming around in my head. That can't be right. That can't be right. It is a mesh Celtic knot. It is kind of a brassy copper tone metal look. It's raised. You can feel the design. Here's the back. It's a nice size. Here is the hang tag. Is that the right side? No, of course it's not. It's just a lobster clasp. It is 2000s. Where'd it go? There you go. There's the hang tag. I found this online, but I forgot already who it is. Typical. I totally forgot. I didn't write it down. I was researching it. And I said start at 13. Yeah. Okay. It is a nice one. It is hearkening. It's got about 3-inch extender. It's not that heavy. Oh, good Lord. If I look at StreamYard, I can't put things on because it goes on backwards every single time. Or upside down or sideways or, you know. It's a nice piece. It's just simple. There you go. It is what it is. Not a lot to say about it. It's $13. I like it. I would wear it. It's contemporary. It's an inexpensive price. There you go. And it's brass and copper colors. Brass and copper colors. It is about 7.5 inches on each side. So a total of 15 with a 3-inch extender. And the knot is about 1.5 inches. So on me, I had it down to here. It's more like if I was not using the extender, it would be right at my sternum. Right at my sternum. The end of the knot. If I use the extender, it would go down to about the end of my sternum. 13. It's a nice piece. It's a nice piece. It's just contemporary. It's not vintage. You know, I wouldn't go, start the car when I found it. But, you know, it has its moment. It has its place. And one of my friends wants this. I mean, I do. Again, this was in a lot of things. A lot, not a lot, but A-L-O-T. A space, L-O-T, of things that I purchased. And I was like, someone wants that. You know, actually, because when I buy lots of items, there's often I toss out a bunch of stuff right off the bat or donate it to Goodwill or do something because it's not worth it. It's just, I'm not going to bring it to you. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to insult you. So there's stuff I get rid of. This was a pretty decent lot. And there was some stuff that was, you know, a little higher. And then there was stuff like that I was like, well, you know, Okay, 13 bucks. Now, this is my last item of the night because 2 hours and no one's even said hello in the chat. I mean, I feel kind of disrespected. Very weird that no one at all has said hello to me. I don't know what to do with that. Oh, God. But I'm, pushing on. This has no makers, Mark. I think it's gorgeous. And I'm just going to put a start in. 2 hours. No one's engaged with me. I've been prattling away. My throat is dry. It's dinner time. And that's it. I'm done. Boom. So now is the time. Happy holidays to you. Now is the time. If anyone has come in and they are curious as to what I've already shown, I've shown lots of vintage household items and quite a bit of different ranges of jewelry, mostly vintage, some high priced, a lot affordable, but really good stuff. This is a time to go through and see what did I bring and tell me in the chat that you want it, because I am, you have if you rewatch, like I've brought this in blue and red. If you rewatch, you only have till 2 o'clock tomorrow to claim, because I'm going back to my dad's. And I'm not bringing the majority of this with me. It won't be coming back for over a month. So, this is an example. I just showed the silver bracelet. I brought a lot of different stuff. Okay, so this starts at 20, and I think that's a screaming deal for it. Look what it is. It is a wrapped mesh silver tone necklace. Almost a choker, probably. This in the sun, you can see it here. Look at that. Sparkles like nobody's business. Everything about this screams like Whiting and Davis, but it's too. I don't know how long they were in business. I don't think they were still in business after the 70s. So, and there's no inscription. So if Whiting and Davis did like a hang tag type thing, and if they made jewelry, which I know they made a few pieces, then this would be something that they would make. It is incredible. It is incredible. It's definitely an older piece. Did I just say it was newer? I don't know what I said, but it's older. You can tell by the clasp, the style of clasp is more like 50s, 60s. This particular, the way it's indented and the hook and that the way that crimping is very much like a 50s, late 50s, early 60s into the 70s. Here's ball. It's got, an inch, I guess, where you could make it shorter, but it's already pretty short. It has these, where'd I go? I'm so sorry, StreamYard. Has these caps over the mesh. And then the mesh comes down and it's just kind of folded over at the bottom and clamped with this kind of half moon. And then it has a matching cap with kind of the tassel of the rolled up mesh. It is super fancy, sparkly. $20. Good price. Good price. Not looking at so I can do it correctly. Well, I still didn't entirely get it correctly, but I hate this cam thing. I really am going to get rid of that. It's unbelievable. Anyway, it's a beautiful, fun piece of mesh jewelry. 60s or 70s. And in the sun, you can see it right now. The mesh, it's like a disco ball. Really, really nice. Start 20. Start at 20. Okay. So no one dropped in anything in the chat. No one's interested in my bargains from Wednesday. And I've been on for over 2 hours. And nobody bought anything. And nobody said hi. So thank you for coming in to look. I appreciate that. I wish we had talked. I wish we had shared our knowledge. That's what Show and Tell Friday is, not just about purchasing, but about me learning from you, because I don't know everything. I know quite a lot, just enough to be dangerous, but I'm always learning. And I make my best educated guesses when there is no hang tag or it's something I haven't seen before. And that's why I take my time and I go over and I point out little details, so telling you why I'm making these educated guesses, like just now talking about the clasp, things like that, or the style, the era, like I did with the grape and the clamper. And usually my chat is talking back to me. And, you know, sometimes they give more information and we can nail it down a little more. You know, like that. But that didn't happen tonight. That's okay. And I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their evening, a fabulous weekend. Stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy. So many people are sick after Thanksgiving holidays. And again, this sale, you have till 2 o'clock tomorrow to claim an item, because most of it's going to stay up here and I'll be back at my desk with a whole ton of other jewelry and household items. So that's what I got. Everyone take care. And I'll see you next week. I'll be back on Wednesday at 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock Eastern time. And that's when I bring lower end and try to bring lower end, but at low prices, mostly jewelry, always a few household items. And then Fridays are my show and tell, where I bring higher end jewelry, costume, mostly, sometimes real, and vintage household items, sometimes contemporary if it's really cool. For instance, tonight there wasn't enough viewers, so I did not bring this incredibly gorgeous ring. It's not enough. There's a lot of items I did not bring. I did not show because people weren't here, but you'll see them another time. Okay, I'm gonna go eat dinner and watch something racy on TV. See you later.